Yeah, maybe he did. After the chaos and the teasing and the constant tug of war for your attention, one truth stood out. You had feelings for Mina. It wasn't that you didn't care for the others. They were all incredible, each bringing their own kind of warmth and affection. But Mina, she had a way of making your heart race, of lighting up even the most exhausting days. It wasn't just her energy, her excitement, or her relentless flirting. It was the way she saw you, like you were the most fascinating thing in the world. And maybe you were ready to admit it. 1. The confession. The Bakusquad's competition had been going on for a few weeks now, and while things had definitely calmed down, the playful rivalry still lingered. But tonight, you had made up your mind. You were going to tell Mina. You found her lounging in the common room, scrolling through her phone. Her pink curls bounced as you turned, flashing you a bright smile. "Why, Yen! Finally coming to admit I'm your favorite?" she teased, winking. You took a deep breath, suddenly nervous. Actually, yeah." Her eyes widened. "Wait, what?" You scratched the back of your neck. "I mean, I do like you, like, really, really like you." For once, Mina was speechless. She even blinked. Once, twice, and then a third time before slowly a wide smile spread across her face. "Oh my god. Are you serious? You're like not messing with me?" You chuckled. "Would I joke about this?" She let out a loud, dramatic gasp before practically launching herself at you, wrapping her arms tightly around your neck. "Ryan, you absolute legend!" she squealed. You laughed, stumbling back. "I take that to mean you like me too?" She pulled back just enough to look at you in the eye. Her gaze was softer now. "Are you kidding? I've been obsessed with you since, like, forever. I just never thought you'd actually pick me with all the competition." Your heart swelled. "Mina, you were never just an option. You were always the one I kept coming back to." For once, Mina seemed flustered, her usual confidence wavering. Then she grinned. Okay, you're like officially the sweetest person alive." And before you could do or say anything about it, she pressed a quick kiss to your cheek. 2. Breaking the news. The next challenge? Well, it was telling the rest of the squad. Mina was excited, almost too excited. She insisted on making the big reveal, but you convinced her to just calm down and keep it simple. The two of you sat in the common room, waiting for the rest of them to show up. Kirishima and Sarah arrived first, followed by Kaminari and Bakugou last, grumbling about how he had better things to do. Once they were all settled in, Mina nudged you, her eyes twinkling. "Go on, tell them." You sighed, knowing this was no easy way to say it. "Okay, so Mina and I are dating." Silence. Then, "No way!" Kaminari shot up, looking between you and Mina. "Are you serious?" Mina held up your intertwined hands. "Yep." Kirishima let out a laugh, shaking his head. "Man, I should have seen it coming." Sarah smirked. "Yeah, I mean, makes sense. You guys are kind of perfect for each other." Bakugo, meanwhile, just scoffed, crossing his arms. "Tch, whatever. Knew this whole thing was stupid anyway." But you caught the way his gaze softened for just a second before he looked away. You knew he wasn't that mad, just pretending not to care. Kamina groaned dramatically, collapsing on the couch. Ugh, my poor heart. Why how could you betray me like this? Sarah patted his shoulder. There, buddy. We'll find you another hopeless crush soon. You rolled your eyes, chuckling. You guys are impossible. Mina leaned close, whispering in, looking at you. And you love it. Yeah, maybe you did. Number 3, your first date. Now, Mina wasted no time planning your first official date. So, I'm thinking the arcade first, and then food, and then, oh, maybe we should do ice skating, she suggested excitedly. You grinned. Yeah, that sounds perfect. The arcade was chaotic. Mina was ridiculously competitive, challenging you at every game possible, and even though she won most of them, but had no shame in dramatically pouting whenever you beat her. At one point, she pulled you towards the claw machine, determined to win you a prize. For my adorable partner, she said, winking. She failed the first 3 times, but on the 4th try, she actually won a tiny plush alien. She placed it in your hands, looking immensely proud. Now, you have something to remind you of me, she teased. You chuckled. I mean, I do see you every day. She gasped dramatically. Yes, but now you can cuddle me. Your face warmed as you squeezed the plushie. Okay, you win. Dinner was just as lively. Mina practically bounced in her seat as she talked about everything and anything. When you finally made it to the ice rink, she was terrible. Despite her natural grace, Mina had 0 coordination on the ice. She clung to your arm, laughing as she nearly fell for the 10th time. Okay, I admit defeat, she giggled. You are officially cooler than me. You smirked. Gonna put that in writing? She grinned. Never. And before you could react, she tugged you down to her, both of you landing on the heap of ice, laughing. Number 4. The little things. Dating Mina was a lot, but in the best way. She was always holding your hand, always sneaking kisses to your cheek when you least expected it. She stole your hoodies and bombarded you with compliments and never made you feel like you had a dull moment. She was incredible. When you had a rough day, she was the first to notice, pulling you into a tight hug and whispering, "Tell me what's wrong, babe." When training left you exhausted, she'd surprise you with snacks, and she would grin as she handed them over. Maybe choosing Mina was the best decision you had ever made. But Wayne didn't expect to fall for Mina. Not because she wasn't amazing. She was vibrant and warm and a living firework of energy that never fizzled out. She could turn any dull moment into something magical. And she cared. She really cared in a way that made you feel seen. Like you were more than just another classmate, more than just another part of the squad. You had been so caught up in the chaos of all the flirting and the competition and the teasing battles for your attention that you actually hadn't really noticed who made your heart race more. But here were some of the moments you noticed. It was late, the dorms were quiet, everyone else was either asleep or too tired to cause much trouble. You were curled up on the couch in the common room, half awake, a blanket draped over your legs. Mina had plopped down beside you, close enough to make your shoulders touch. "You okay?" she asked softly. You hummed in response, fighting back a yawn. I'm just tired," she said. She studied you for a moment as you yawned, before reaching out and tucking a strand of hair behind your ear. It was such a gentle gesture, a stark contrast to her usual energy. It sent a wave of warmth through you. You should sleep. You turned to face her and suddenly, the air between you changed. It wasn't playful anymore. It wasn't a game. It was just you and Mina. And that's kind of when it hit you. You didn't just like her. You didn't just enjoy the attention. You wanted her. And now you finally have her.